Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney, and today we have another WonHobby to talk about. I believe it's WonHobby 39. So we got a lot to get through. I am using Riru berries. I'll put the name somewhere, but I love using her page. I really like how she has everything laid out. I will link her Twitter and her page below, so if you guys also want to check out some of the figures or just go and support her, definitely go take a look. There is a lot to cover, and I will say I feel like most of it's like Blue Archive, Azur Lane, and some NIKKE. I think it's how you say that name. It's like the NIKKE one, NIKKE. They look really good, but I will say that is kind of the bulk of them, and I'm not gonna probably cover everything. Like, I'm not gonna cover like Figmas and stuff like that, just because I'm not really interested into it too much, but I do want to talk about as much as I can, even if I don't really know a lot, just so I can also kind of show you guys what is out there and what will become available. And we also kind of have this weird angle going today. Again, not the best lighting, but it doesn't matter because we are here to look at figures. This is a long video, so go ahead and get a snack and get comfortable, and let's talk about figures. Right, starting off, we have the wonderful Hobby Life for You 39, all mainly, we'll start with Good Smile. So let's see what they have going on here. Okay, starting us off, we have a Madoka Magica figure of Homura? I don't know if I'm probably not saying her name right. But I will say this is a really pretty figure. I don't know if I love it as much as like some other Madoka Magica figures that they have. And I do wonder if she will end up having kind of a leaning problem still, kind of like other Madoka Magic figures had. I don't think the base is all that great, but I do think it's a really cool and dynamic piece. There's just a few things that I personally would change, and I just can't imagine how expensive that's probably gonna be. And then we have a Blue Archive figure. She's cool. I will say this is definitely probably a more simple one. I do like that she kind of has this like cat's cradle looking string going on, but definitely probably one of the more plain ones. I don't think it's like too standoutish, especially compared to what I have seen from Blue Archive, but still really pretty for a more like a simple figure. And we have a few other Blue Archive ones, just like in different kind of like almost like dress wear, like fancy dress wear. So they all look really pretty. I will say I feel like this is kind of lackluster, like kind of almost looks prize figure, but again, maybe it'll get better. Then they announced this 02 figure, and honestly, I think it looks really good. I don't know, like I haven't watched a series, but I actually do have a few 02 figures, like the wedding dress one, and then the one where she's kind of like floating in the air, kind of naked. So I don't know if I would pick it up. Maybe like in the aftermarket. Don't know if I'd go as far as a pre-order, but I will say it looks really, really good. In my opinion, one of the best looking so far. 02 figures, especially to have her actual uniform on. I love the flow of the jacket, and I really actually like her face kind of like pose. I think it just all looks really cool. I'd be intrigued what the base looks like though, since we can't really see it here. And then we have Fern from Freyrin, and she's cute. I think it's kind of like a more simple figure, but I do think it'll pair up really nicely with the other Freyrin figure that Good Smile has released. I do think they would look really cool together. I really like her face though, and just kind of like the butterfly on her hand and everything looks super cute. I already have like a really big Freyrin scale that I am like waiting on to finally release. Hopefully in March it'll actually release. So I'm kind of put a hold on getting like any other scale figures of any Freyrin figures, but may consider picking up some. So I would be interested to see how this one turns out painted. Then up next we have this Hatsune Miku with Kuromi, and I do think I will have to pick this one up depending on the price, because I love it so much. I'm hoping they continue that line. I'd love to see like a Choco Cat or something, maybe even just like Hello Kitty. I know they've had the cinema roll one, so I wonder if did they ever do like an actual scale with cinnamon roll though? I'm not sure, but I would definitely pick up some more, and I'm definitely heavily considering getting this one. Very excited to see it painted. Obviously I need to see what it looks like painted first, but I do have high hopes for it, and she just looks so cute. I've started playing Hello Kitty Island Adventures, so kind of getting back into my Sanrio like vibes again, so definitely considering that one. Up next we have an Azur Lane figure, which is Bremerton, and I will say it's really pretty. I think it's kind of like, is this like a wedding dress one? I mean, it's called Joyride of Love, so I'm assuming kind of like a wedding dress one. Looks cute. I feel like I've seen other figures of Bremerton. I think she's had some really cute ones, but I try not to get too many like wedding dress figures because it's not my favorite theme. But I will say it's cute, and I do like that she has a ring on. Very cute. I would be intrigued to see what this looks like painted though, because I also really like whatever this little detail is down here. And then up next we have one of the Pretty Derby girls. I will say this is actually pretty cute. I will say a lot of like Pretty Derby figures are very cute. I'm assuming there's an anime out there of it. I haven't got around to watching because it doesn't exactly feel like my personal cup of tea for it, or like in terms of anime, but they're really, really cute. Like, and I just feel like maybe if I like watch a show and I like it, I can justify getting some, but this is actually super cute, and I really like her pose. I like her like kind of like mouth shape and everything. She looks really cute. And then up next we have you from Snafu. I'm kind of surprised they're still making figures. Is that series still going? I don't know for sure. I personally was not like a huge fan of the series, but I don't feel like I was like the target demographic for it. I don't think it was bad per se. And I did enjoy like you and stuff like that and the characters, but not enough that I'd probably get figures of them. But I do always like it when they make them have like instruments. So I think it would be interesting to see what this one looks like, but I feel like there's also so many figures out there of these characters that there's a lot to pick from. And then up next we have a Fate Grand Order figure. I'm not 100% sure what is happening. She's smirking. I'm assuming kind of, I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna make some more figures though that like kind of line up, but don't have much say on this one. And then up next we have another Fate Grand Order one. This is, what does she have? Is that like, almost kind of looks like a guitar case, but not. Looks like she's also taking a little selfie. Looks really cute, like especially for like, I kind of like this like more, I guess, casual wear in a sense. I'd be intrigued to see what it looks like painted. So it looks like they're gonna have Chisato and Takana in this kind of visual novel, or I think it's like the visual key, and I'm assuming they're just doing this kind of pose. Like, I guess I don't know exactly what they're going to do with it, if it's just them in this like kind of uniform or this pose, but then they have like all the other people in the background. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I actually just recently started this anime and I want to pick up some figures. I just haven't 100% decided what I want because they've actually been getting like a lot of figures still, and they already have some like really cute ones out, so. But I don't want to get too many. Like, I like the series, but not enough that I would want more than like maybe like 1 or 2 sets of the girls. Then this one looks like we're getting into the Shanghai figures, and they have one from that Dragon Maid one, Kana, I think is her name. People on like the comments kind of go crazy saying some wild stuff. Some people are like, oh, look, it looks inappropriate. I feel like this is like one of the more least inappropriate figures I've seen. I actually think it's actually really cute. That's all I thought when I first saw it. Like, I like the little bug in the thing, like the little dinosaur, her just eating a donut, sitting like this. We're trying to say she's sitting inappropriately. I don't think so. And then I like all like the little drawing and coloring books or whatever is kind of around her. Another Azur Lane figure. It's the Cheshire cat, but a lot of people did. The cat in the Magic Hat version. I will say this is super cute. I love everything that's going on with it. They did release like another one recently, which is actually super cute too, because I really like, because I remember like the microphone she has in it was like in the shape of a cat, and I was like, maybe. Like, I thought that was really cute. So I'm actually kind of intrigued to potentially pick up one of them. I just gotta pick which one because I really don't feel like I'm gonna need both. So I'm intrigued to see what this one's gonna turn out to, and I love her tail and like everything looks cute, a little anchor on it, and then it's kind of making a heart shape. Very cute. And then another Azur Lane one. She's cute. I like the flow of everything. Ooh, I didn't even notice all that's going on there. I mean, she's cute. Not my favorite that I have seen, just on like a aesthetic opinion, but she's fun. I really like this one actually. It's another Azur Lane one. I'm intrigued to see what this one looks like. I think it's interesting. It's like they already kind of have, I don't know if that's just partly painted or just kind of whatever material they used, but it's actually pretty cute. And then we have a St. Louis figure. Cute. I don't know how I feel about them putting like the little name tags on there. It's not like horrible, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. And I feel like we've seen this pose before in like other figures, so it's not my favorite. And again, I feel like St. Louis has some other good figures too to choose from. Then we're kind of getting into the Goddess of Victory NIKKE figures. I will say I know nothing about that game other than like a bare minimum. And I don't know if it's something I want to play, but I have been loving so many of these character designs. And this is definitely one of them that I'm like, oh, it looks so good, because I love all the colors on it. I love like that she has this little paintbrush and like making a heart mid-air. Like, the figures eat. They are so good. I wish I had endless money to get every figure I liked and endless space to get every figure I liked. But, you know what? If I win the lottery, I'm not gonna tell anybody, but there will be signs. There will be signs. And then it looks like another NIKKE figure. Again, they're just so good. Like, NIKKE fans get fed. These are good. I love everything about it. I love even like kind of just how like I feel like they did a really good job with having like the separate bases, but it still kind of looks like it like lines up really well, because I hate when it's like it feels like they have like figures that have had separate bases, kind of like what we have going on here, but they don't like look like they match up. This looks really good. I'm definitely intrigued to see it painted though. Like, I don't hate it. Then another one, Dorothy. I actually do really like this too. I feel like we have also seen this pose before in some other figures, but it looks so good. And like, I feel like it's like done almost better than we've seen in other figures, and I love any ones that have like little snacks and treats. So I'm keeping an eye out on this one, because also I think the base kind of looks like a serving tray. The details are so good, so keeping an eye out on that one for sure. And then we have another one, Scarlet, I believe. She looks really cool. She looks more unique than I feel like some of the other ones, so intrigued to see how that one's painted. I'm curious what this is, so I might have to look this character up, but she looks really cool. We have another one. This is quite the pose, I must say. It hurts me to look at. I could not imagine, but I do think this is kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. And I really like that she has like this like little mask, and I don't know, her face from what I can see looks really cute. I'm kind of intrigued. Oh my god, it's like a little cat base too. Okay, I'm intrigued. At first I was like, no, that pose is weird, but like it's kind of growing on me. And up next we have Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs in a kimono. I actually really like this, and from what I can tell, I really like his face so far. So I am intrigued to see if I will like the final product. If I do, it is definitely one that I'm considered picking up. I feel like they've had some good figures for Dazai, but I just haven't really loved them. But I'm a sucker for like the kimono one, and I really like the base, so definitely one I'm keeping an eye out for. Alright, and we'll just kind of quickly knock through these announcements. Looks like there's some more Blue Archive announcements. This NIKKE one I actually am very intrigued by. I'm gonna open that one up. I just love everything about this, like this whole base. It's Cinderella, but she also has this other insane figure that was announced that I can't remember if it's up for pre-order yet, but I know it's like painted and like ready to go. If I don't talk about it, or if I don't talk about it later, I'll post a picture on here of which one I'm referring to, but it might be in the announcements in the future. I really like that, but I do really like her other figure, but it's huge and probably gonna be very expensive. Another one, Nonsense Red. That was cute. Then they have another Needy Girl Overdose one. I will say, I wonder if they're actually gonna have her kind of come through a screen, because that's what needs to be done, in my opinion. I have not played this game. I've actually bought it when it went on sale, but I haven't played it yet. But I feel like she's like a perfect character to kind of have coming through a screen. So I would be very curious if they do that, and if they did, I would consider picking this one up for sure, because she has a lot of figures, but I haven't really been like super wowed by any of them yet. So, and then they have the Girls Band Cry series coming out. It looks like they're gonna start getting scale figures. I know they've had, was it Android or something else? They had some other type of Girls Band Cry thing going on. So they're cute, but not something I'm like super interested in personally. And we have another Azur Lane one. She is a feral wolf. Oh my goodness. There's two wolves inside me. That's exactly the vibe it's giving me. She looks cute though. I will say, not my personal favorite type of thing. I don't really like kind of this style in figures, but she's cute. But I do feel like she also has other cute figures that I'd prefer. And then we do have some of the Q set minifigures. We have Nagisa and Shinji, and they look really cute. I am kind of tempted to potentially pick this up, because I actually do like kind of little figures like this. And I think this is just a very iconic pose. And then they have Reverse 1999. I don't know anything about that series at all, but this is actually really cute. I think this is really fun. Alright, up next we're going to talk about the Nendroid announcements. So, the Shanghai ones. We have some more NIKKE figures. I think they're like cute in their Nendroid ones, but I just feel like with the design that they are, I feel like you kind of have to have scale figures, because I don't know, it just kind of translates weird on Nendroids in my opinion. Not that it's not like cute, but I just feel like it's gonna translate so much better into scale figures. Then we have My Dear Friend. Is that, I feel like I've seen the manga, but I don't know really anything about either, but it's kind of cute. Oh yeah, see, there's another, the Girls Band Cry. I knew they had some Nendroids going. Is she like holding her pinkies up? I kind of love that. It's kind of funny. And then we have, I'm not sure what this is. Rise of the Yokai Clan? Then kind of quickly go through these. They have like some Yakuza ones. Don't know much about that either. I think it's another maybe. Also don't know too much about that either. But I was saying it's funny, the Nendroids are just super ripped. Looks like we have some announcements. A lot of the Reverse 1999. I'm kind of intrigued because I really like the aesthetics of these, so I might have to look into that, because these actually look really cool. I really like the art. Doro, they're doing some. I started watching that a while ago, but I haven't got around to finishing it. But they have Shin now. I do know it's a very popular series, so. Then we have the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Don't also know much about these either, so we're just gonna kind of skip over. We have Collar and Malice. I know of that, but I have not dove too much into that yet. But I really like the aesthetic of this. I really like his eyes, and I really like his jacket, so potentially pick up. Maybe I'll force myself to finally get into Collar and Malice. Let's talk about this. I thought this was fake at first, because that was the first thing I saw on my Twitter, and I thought it was fake until I was like, oh no, Good Smile actually made the announcement. Shocked is an understatement. We have Jinx Nendroids. And I will say I have a lot I could say about how insane the comments got on the Good Smile post when they made it, and how much it irritates me how bad people react to a lot of the BL announcements. And you see a lot of names get thrown around on people's opinions on people that like BL. So we're not gonna get into that. That's like not a rant we need to get into right now. But I will say, I will pick these up. I actually haven't read Jinx yet. But I know going into it that it's not a wholesome, sweet story. It's messy and toxic, and I might, like, by the end of it, still not even like the characters. Same with BJ Alex, who is the same person who made Jinx. It also made BJ Alex. And even by the end, like, I still didn't fully like some of the characters, but I don't go into it thinking it's gonna be like sweet and wholesome and great. I go into it because I know it's gonna be toxic and dramatic and messy and morally messed up. But people freaked out over this. The one thing I do agree with, though, of the people in the comments, why was this the first manhwa series to get picked up for Nendroids? And also crazy picture choice to make the announcement for Nendroids. In my opinion, I feel like they could have gone with something else. But you know, I wonder why Jinx got picked up first, because I feel like there's Dangerous Convenience Store, there's On or Off, there's just, I feel like, a lot of other ones. There's a lot that I haven't even read yet. Cherry Blossoms After Winter, that's overall pretty wholesome. Like, it has certain moments, but it's overall pretty wholesome. I just feel like there's like other things I could have picked up first, but I digress. I'm just happy that this is potentially opening up the floodgate to more manhwa Nendroids, so that's the silver lining I definitely see. And then for Nendroid dolls, we do have some Ace Attorney ones. I've only ever played like one round of Ace Attorney, so I'm not too like well versed in that either, but I will say these are good. All right, moving into the pop-up parades. Starting us off, we do have some Evangelion ones, Asuka, and it's kind of like this beach theme. I think it looks alright. I believe these are L size, so they're gonna be larger. I like that they tried to like make the base at least look kind of beach theme and sandy, if that's gonna be the end base that they go with, because you never know for sure. I think she looks cute. I just feel like, again, there's so many Asuka figures that you would find something potentially better, but for a bit more of affordable price, this could be a good one. And then we also have a Ray one to go with it. Honestly, that floaty's huge. Fun accessory, and I do, again, think it looks pretty good. There's just so many Evangelion figures, but not bad for a more affordable price. But that's only if you're wanting a beach theme. I know that's not everybody's type of taste. We have the Sora one, L size. Definitely not for me. I'm just surprised how many figures they keep making of this character. I will say this is the more wholesome version of some of the figures I have seen, so that's a win. But I kind of also take this back to the whole Jinx thing. Whenever I see figures or any announcements that I don't like for whatever reason or the other, you know what I do? I keep scrolling and I move on, because the beauty of the figure community is there's something out there for everybody, and as long as someone's not being super weird in real life, let them collect whatever kind of plastic they want. And up next, from Kindergarten Wars, they have Rita. I haven't watched this, but I do kind of want to, but I think she looks really cool, and I think it's kind of like, seems like a fun series, so maybe something I'll get into. And then they have a large size version of Riza. I think she looks cute, and like this again would be a decent one for a more affordable figure, but I just feel like she has so many good figures out there that this just doesn't stand. Like, I feel like maybe if I saw it before I saw like the last maybe almost 10 figures they've made of her, I'd be more impressed. She still looks very cute, but I just feel like there's better options out there. And then I haven't watched this one, but I'm very intrigued by this anime. This is a surprise they already have figures out for it. A large scale Grace from, it's like some villainous one. Really, it's a dad that gets like reincarnated as a villainess in a story. Apparently it's actually really good, so it's something I definitely want to watch at some point. If I end up liking it, maybe I'll end up picking this up, but I think that's kind of funny. We have some Fire Emblem figures. I don't know much about the series either, but I will say these actually all look really good in my opinion. Especially for another more affordable figure option, if you like the series, I think they look really good, and I really like their uniforms. Looks like this one is from ReZero. I'm not caught up in ReZero at all. So I don't know anything about this character, but I think she's slaying. I'm not gonna lie, I really like her outfit. I like her character design. And then a Goblin Slayer one, size large as well. It's good for what it is. And then we have a Kill the Kill one, which actually looks really good. I think this one is very interesting. It is from Madoka Magica. I have not really watched Madoka Magica, so I can't speak on this character. But it actually looks really cool. Like, it's very unique. I feel like especially if you like to collect kind of more, I guess, horror themed figures, I think she looks dope. I like the hand situation they have here. It's just so unique and really cool looking. I'll see if I can find a picture of her face because you can't really see much. This is actually really cool, and I hope they continue this pattern for sure, making really cool figures like this because it is very unique. They have a Persona 5 one. I have not played any of the Persona games. I have Persona 3 downloaded but have not started it. That's the extent that I have on it so far. But these support pegs are kind of crazy, especially for a Pop-Up Parade SP. Is that like, what does that stand for? I'll have to see if I can find what that stands for, because this is also an SP. And then this also would be another SP, but it's like an arcane one. It looks really cool. I don't know anything about arcane either, but I will say this is actually a pretty cool looking figure. And then Gridman Universe, just some of the boys, which always great to see some more male figures when I feel like in any of like the Gridman ones you can just see the girls. And then we have a Hatsune Miku one. I will say this is actually very cute. I don't know if I would pick it up, but I do like all the like the overall design of it and like this like pattern and print on her like dress. I feel like her hair is just so like flat compared to what I'm used to. But I really like her face. She looks really cute. And then, I don't know anything about this series or character either. Saber? I think her name is Lime, though. Could be wrong. So I don't know anything about this series either, but looks cool. And then we have some more pretty derby ones, size large. So if you're not wanting to pay for the scale figures, another great option. These actually look really good. I think the pretty derby ones get like insane treatment. And then a coming soon Pop-Up Parade large of both Takana and Chisato, which I think these look okay. Are they gonna have two different shoe colors? That'll be interesting if that's how they're playing that out, or if that's just part of the shadowing. I don't know. But I feel like they have a lot of other cuter figures than kind of even just these outfits, but again, we'll see it once it's like finally designed. But I just like they have other cute options. Some Shanghai ones, another Pop-Up Parade. I don't know anything about these characters. Zenless Zero Zone. So we have Wise and Val. They look cute. Is Zenless Zone the game, right? Is that also made by the same people who make Honkai? I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But I'm gonna have to look into that just because I really love the character designs a lot. And then this looks like I'm assuming a VTuber, Atoa. I mean, I really like her character design. I feel like I don't know what she normally looks like, but these proportions kind of look a little odd, but I really like her overall aesthetic. And we we have another Pop-Up Parade, the Skull Knight size large Berserk. So this is from Berserk. I don't run Berserk yet. It's on my list, but I'm a little intimidated to dive in. But this looks really cool. I wonder if you're gonna actually get this base though, or is that just again a lie where then you get an ugly little base? But it looks really cool. I feel like the paint job on this looks sick. Is that that almost looks like real cloth almost. I could be wrong, but it looks pretty cool. And it looks like from Elden Ring. I'm not gonna lie. Doing a very quick glance of this made me think of Ratio from Honkai. I was like, we're kind of getting a Ratio thing. But that's kind of what made me think of it. It's not, but. And we have a Token Rambu figure. I will say, don't know again much about that series either, but he looks good. So, and I like pretty boys, so I might get that. All right, moving on, we're going to Max Factory figures. Starting us off, we have Karen, I think is it, from Blue Archive. I will say I actually really like her character design. I really like this, and I really like her face. So this is one that I am considering picking up, even though again I know nothing. I just think she looks so cool. And again, love the bunny outfits, love the purple bits in her hair, and her skin color is beautiful. And we have a NIKKE figure again. I will say I like this character design, and I like that she has the little stuffed don't know what the character is, little stuffed guy. And I will say I don't love how this figure looks. Something just looks really off with her face and hair. To me, again, this is just on a outsider's biased perspective. I like the base because I like that it looks I guess, kind of like silk. But I wish this just looked a little better because I did really like the overall design when I think they made the announcement. But I just don't feel like it looks that great currently, but we'll see. Then we have, oops, from the Ryza series, is it really? Lilia? I don't think I'm saying her name right. She looks really cool though. This is a cool piece. I really like this base and everything, and her overall character. I feel like her character design looks okay, at least the face part. Everything else looks really, really cool. So, kind of intrigued to see how much that one will be. I just need to suck it up and also go play the games, so I know who this character is more. But it looks really, really cool. And then we have some Nier figures. This is, which Nier is this? A2? Is that right? I think so. Again, I don't know much about that series either, other than they all look really cool. I do think this is a fun one. I like how dynamic it looks, but it's still simple. Then we have a Blue Archive one, just a swimsuit version. Interesting swimsuit choice. Who am I to judge? I don't know if I love this one. I feel again there's other characters that I like more, just from an outsider's perspective again, but it's not bad. I feel she just looks a little disproportional. And then we have another Blue Archive figure. I think this one is actually really, really cute. I like her halo thing though, with the birds and the cross, and it almost kind of looks like little cat ears too. This actually looks really cool, I gotta say. I am a fan of this. And again, cool girls with guns. And then to kind of quickly get through some of the announcements, we have a Blue Archive one. This actually looks really cute, but it's because I really like the penguins. I love penguins so much. They're one of my favorite animals. So anytime I see a figure with penguins, I'm ooh. Do I really need it when I don't know anything about the character? But I will say even the character itself looks adorable. I don't know how she's not freezing, but you know what? Pop off, girl. And then we have just kind of another Blue Archive one. I really like her design. Actually, her hair and her little devil horn things. She actually looks really, really cute. So again, she probably will be a pretty simple figure, not something I will go out of my way to pick up, but not bad, she's cute. And then we have, of course, more NIKKE figures. Helm? Is that her name? She kind of reminds me of like a St. Louis in a way, just vaguely, again, outsider perspective. But she kind of looks cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very curious to see how her figure will turn out. And there is this Max Factory and Centennial ones, which is she, I'm assuming she's gonna be maybe a posable figure, but she kind of looks cool. I don't know anything about what this is. It's a motored cyborg running SXX. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool actually. I just don't love figures like in this kind of like, if she is kind of like a posable one, it's not my favorite. She looks really cool. And then, oh, what is this thing? A UFO incident alien. So, some nightmare fuel for you. Alright, moving into the KD Collect one. So, go ahead and see what they got here. They've had some cute announcements that I've seen. They do have a Oshinoko one of I just feel like she has like other figures that are better, but this is like kind of more unique take, I feel like, on her like normal outfit, where I just feel like she's a little too shiny, in my opinion. I also wonder if she'll have a laning problem as time goes on though. And then we have a holo one in a bunny suit. I will say her hair, her face, her tail, fantastic. The suit itself and kind of the rest looks cheap to me personally, but I do like that she's biting the bunny ears. I don't know, I think that's really cute with her little winking face. Hair, tail, head, face, everything fantastic. Put that on a different figure's body. Just like it needs a different suit. I just like this looks prize figure while her hair and everything else looks beautiful scale figure. Just kind of lacking to me. And then we have, of course, a ReZero Ren. Have we not seen this outfit before? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have like a full backtrack in my head of all of the figures, but I just feel like this has been seen before. And then they have a, from like the Scientific Railgun series. I don't know anything about that series either. But I will say I do like kind of the like added like details that they have, like kind of this like, I don't know if it's like electric or water or what this is. It looks really cool, and I kind of like that they kind of added something more dynamic to what is usually kind of a more basic kind of like kimono figure. So I do appreciate that, and I think is that like almost like a little frog shape, like her frog eyes or something in her hairpiece, because I know they do a lot of frog things with her character. So I will say I appreciate the added details. I still am not super impressed with the figure itself. And some family children, what is this? Interesting, okay. Just gonna move on. Then we have 2.5 dimensional seduction. Okay. I feel like I've seen the character before. I mean, it's actually really cute. Like, I really like her face and kind of like the overall pose, and I feel like the base is simple but still like kind of adds to the figure. So not bad in that terms. Don't know anything about the series, but I do kind of like the figure overall. Huh. Well, if you're into redo of Healer, it's the figure for you. Not my personal taste, but to each their own. It was a well done figure from what I could tell. And then we have the Supersonico, but dressed as Megumin from Konosuba. Finally as a prototype. I feel like they made the, like, or at least art announcement a long time ago. Has it not been, like, super long ago? And here it is. It's finally here. I'm excited to actually see it painted. I think it's actually kind of like a fun little concept. But I just feel like it's been announced for so long. I honestly thought it was already out. And then this is from a series called The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World. So I'm assuming kind of like a isekai style thing. Looks fine so far. And don't know what the series is either. Gushing Over Magical Girls. I like the character design though. Looks like she's about to punch somebody. Like, you know what? Pop off, I guess. And a Fate Grand Order one. I will say this is actually, I really like this. I don't know anything about this, but I really like it. I always like when they do like kind of translucent details onto some of the figures. I just think she looks super cute too, and I love like whatever this like little almost like doll looking thing is next to her. Then we have some Konosuba ones. So we have, I believe, Aqua. Yeah, so we have Aqua, and I do want to see these painted because I'm not 100% sold on them currently, but I am intrigued because I do think they're cute. And then we have Darkness. I'm a little nervous about her face, personally. Megumin in kind of like a little cat maid outfit. And then we have Union, which she actually looks really cute there too. But I'm surprised Megumin's not on a seat instead of Aqua though, to kind of go with Union. But we have, this is I think just, this is an original character by I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's some artist. I will put on the screen. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but I'll put their name on the screen. I really do like their character, like all these, like the art and design though. This character's been getting a lot of figures and a lot of good ones, so I haven't like fully settled on any. And I do really like this too, because it's also again the same artist. He's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. And then we have a Rising of Shield hero, Reptalia. Is this like interesting art? Like, is that like, I'm assuming intentional for her not to look like the normal art style? I wonder if you're gonna have all this like design to it, but I mean, I don't love it, but the concept's pretty cool. I just don't love her face. Then, oh, looks like they're doing some Love Live Days figures. I'm assuming all three Gorleys are gonna be there. And they're cute though. Also, this could be a very cute figure. Oh, of course, we got some more Ryza. She's cute. Well, what? Are they just gonna have her, or are we getting like the whole scene? I always feel teased when they give me the whole scene and then they don't give me the whole scene in the figure. So it's just gonna be her sitting like this. It's cute, but I feel like she already has like figures like that. Like, give me the whole scene. I know that'd be expensive, but like I feel teased. And then we have another one from that Gushing Over Magical Girls. She looks fine. Apparently another Magical Girls. I mean, it's certainly something. Same concept, definitely some. Not really my personal cup of tea though, personally. And then there is some plastic model series. Looks like there's some Shuko Tensei ones. And then they're also gonna have a Bunny Girl Senpai one, which, is that not kind of the same, if they're doing this pose, is it not like the same as the figure that they already kind of have out of her? And then moving on to Fat Company, we do have a few. We have Chisato and Sakana again. I think those are just kind of based off of like the little like art and like kind of scenes you would see like through like the little like kind of cutscene breaks, I guess, through the anime. Like it, I just kind of do wish they had like shorts on under. It's okay, but they just kind of get prize figure. Then we have an another Azur Lane figure. Asagi? I don't know, sorry, I'm not gonna butcher it. She's alright. I feel like the hair kind of looks a little cheap in my opinion. But I do really like all these like little chicks around her, which I think they're called like Manchu or something like that. But I love this one. These are always what kind of sells me on these figures, is these little birds. Look at them just eating. You just have a little snack, and then the one on a little pipe, and then one kind of like pulling the strings of the swimsuit. I will say I like her face. I think she's cute overall, but I don't know if I'm completely sold on it. And then we have another Azur Lane one, Shimakaze. I feel like it doesn't look good. I like the concept, but man, I feel like it's horrendously executed. I feel like she looks really cheap. Oh, but I love the concept. But its purple is horrendous looking. I feel like it had so much potential, but like it looks flat and just bad. That's so sad. And then an Idolmaster one. She's cute, she's chilling. I always like the like kind of chilling like reading books ones. Those are always really cute. I don't know anything about this series, but not my personal cup of tea in terms of figures, but it is what it is. And then we have Sophia. I can't remember if this is just a original character or not, but she has bunny figures out, which they're really actually pretty nice. I like this. If I would like it more though if her hair wasn't shiny too. I like the pom-poms and like kind of her outfit being like kind of shiny, but I don't like her hair being shiny. That's like kind of what ruins for me. It just makes it look cheap, but I did like it overall. Like if they would just change that, I'd be more sold on it. And then they have this just a Dr. Flower imitation? I think this looks really cool, but I don't know why they have this huge, horrendously ugly support beam, like to hold up her case, which I don't know why it would need to. Would it not be supported enough just on her? The thing is, I do think this is actually really cool, and I liked her translucent mask. But I'm kind of disappointed with some, like a lot of these like Fat Company figures. I just feel like they're really flat. And then we have a Fate Grand Order one. Again, looks cool, but it's just really missing the mark for me in a lot of ways. Like, this design is sick, but the base and just some other stuff is just kind of ruining it for me. Then they have another Fate Grand Order. She's beefy, she's cool. She could kick your butt, and I like that. She looks cool. I just like, again, her face just does not suit everything else going on, and her head just looks so small. But I think it's a really cool concept. And then I get another Pretty Derby one. Always looking really cool. Always look cool. More Pretty Derby, again, super cute. There's that ugly sport memes. I get that they don't want them tipping, and I do appreciate the effort to kind of combat that, but I feel like it just does not work currently. Then we have, I have no clue what this is. Looks like a overworked, tired maid taking off her socks with really small feet compared to the rest of her. Alrighty. I actually think this is really cool. I think this is also I'm assuming just an original character, but this looks cool. I love kind of like the base that's kind of like leaning and her kicking up her foot, and then all like these cords and everything, her mask, her overall aesthetic and style, just even this little bit of purple and blue you see in her hair. I think she looks sick. So I am keeping an eye out on this one. And I actually really like this one too. I don't know anything about this series either. I just like cowgirls. And I feel like they took cowgirls to a whole different level here, and I think she looks fun. My only complaint is I feel like for some reason her winking eye looks like it is too low. Maybe it's just me, but it looks kind of weird. But I love the outfit and everything else. And then we'll quickly bust through some of just the announcements, like picture announcements. Another Azur Lane. I think it looks okay. Little chick's getting tied up too. Not my favorite in terms of Azur Lane figures, but she's alright. Unicorn Overload. Haven't heard of that, but I really like her design. More Blue Archive. Cute, simple. Another Blue Archive. Hiyori. She's kind of cute. I kind of like her face, but I don't know if I'll love the execution. The series sketches me out. I could be reading it wrong. But as far as from what I have seen, it is a guy gets turned into a girl by his like sister who does science. That's about as much as I'll comment on that. And then another Pretty Derby figure. Another Pretty Derby. Oh, another from that same artist. Again, I overall really like actually his designs. Oh, another one. See, she has so many, like, of this character. Eve, I think is her name. But they look pretty cool, but sometimes you gotta be picking and choosing. And I think this is also maybe just going to be another original character because they just listed the art and it's from. She's kind of cute. We got some more cowgirls coming through. I'm very intrigued to see how that turns out. I don't know if I love it from the art, but I'm intrigued to see how it turns out in figure form. And then I think this is also that another like the gushing over magical girls thing, which I actually like this one better than I liked the other. It looks like Fat Company is gonna start maybe making dolls. She's got a little beauty mark there, and the outfit's cute. So we'll see if how that kind of pairs up to like the Nendroid dolls. All right, moving on to Wing Lumious Box, just kind of a mix of different ones. So here's kind of all the ones that we will be seeing. Starting with Wing. We have some more Blue Archive figures. Cute, simple. Another Blue Archive one. Oh, she is cute though. I like her design a lot. I like all the little details. Oh, this one's actually really, really cute. Don't love the base, but I kind of love everything else. They have a Bomber Girl, the Pine Belly Dance version. Not my kind of aesthetic choice for figures, but it's not bad. I will say that orange base is ugly, but moving on. Then we have another Azur Lane and then a Gushing Over Magical Girl figure. Okay, I actually like both of these. These are actually pretty, that's cute. Especially this one, I think I really like her the most. But I don't hate either of them. They actually look really cute. I would like to see these painted for sure. And then Lumious Box. We have Is the Order a Rabbit. They always have really, really cute figures for this series. She's adorable. Oh my god, the little teacup hat with the little ears off. Oh, this is actually really, really cute. Toradora. Taiga. Did not expect to see that. Honestly, this is actually probably one of the better Taiga figures, in my opinion. I like it. It's very unique from what you would normally see. Not sure about her face yet, but actually, kind of like it. It's kind of cool. And I believe these are all Lumious Box announcements. It's an illustration. This is interesting. Interesting shape. So we got some bunny cops. A lot of bunny cops. Kind of cool. I'd like to see how they actually turn out. We have Mia. You check that mirror out, there's a lot going on. But she's just got her sweat on. Another Azur Lane one. She's actually, I really like this character design, but I like the white-haired characters a lot. She's cute too. Another Azur Lane one, another pool one. I feel like again there's so many pool versions. It's like, okay, pick and choose which one you like the best, but they look pretty good. She's cute too. Solarman? I don't know if I know much about this company. I think this concept's cool, but I feel like it looks like not good. Man, that is like an intense seam line on her arm, or is that supposed to be like a band? But it just looks like a really bad seam. Concept's cool, but really lacking in terms of like in shading and detail. It kind of looks cheap, unfortunately, but it's a really cool concept. Then we have some characters from Ryza. They look really cute. I love when they do this type of style to like beach figures. It looks really cute. I really like their outfit. So there's that character again. Okay. She looks really cool. But I think I do prefer her other figure though over this. Oh, I have to have Ryza as well. She looks very cute, but I feel like again she has like better swimsuit figures out there. I feel like she would very much potentially have a leaning problem though. Then we have some more swimsuits, but this is Yumi. I have a Yumi swimsuit one that I love very much. That I actually prefer over this because this one does not look as good. I feel like her like swimsuit is a weird choice. Again, I don't know anything about this character or what her normal design looks, but it kind of looks a little off. She looks fun. I like her hat. Some Square Enix ones. We have some Final Fantasy figures, which do actually look really good. I have not played any of the Final Fantasy things, so I can't speak too much on the characters, but the overall just the design and aesthetic looks really good, and I actually kind of like the more simple bases. And then they have another character there, another Final Fantasy character that they're gonna make, which I kind of love her design. And into freeing, let's see what they're bringing to the table this time. Some Azur Lane ones. She looks even more massive than a normal a normal freeing figure, but I love her, and I'm very excited to see what she looks like. I actually really like whatever's happening. Her hair looks cool. I'm intrigued. And then another Azur Lane one. I think she looks alright. It's just hard to display these figures, in my opinion. Maybe it's just my setup, I don't know, but I have a hard time displaying the ones that are kind of like looking over their shoulders. Oh, we have a Street Fighter one. Which looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. And we just have a couple from Clockworks. They have the Guilty Gear one. She's been getting a lot of figures of Bridget. She looks cute, but I feel like, again, she has honestly a lot of really good dynamic figures that's like, you really gotta narrow down what you're kind of looking for. But I will say also the quality of these figures don't look that great. Again, as far as I know, they're just prototypes. I feel like she's a massive leaning problem in the future. She already looks like she has a massive leaning problem, but she just looks really flat. Okay, moving on, we have from Prism Wing. If you want the 1-to-1 scale of from the Detective Is Already Dead series in her wedding bikini version, you could have this. Interesting character to make a 1-1 scale figure of, for sure. Is that series that popular? Because I feel like I watched a couple episodes and just kind of dropped it. She's cute. Again, all like the Is the Order a Rabbit ones are so cute. Look at the scroll with the details to it. The overall designs are so cute. I just want to get them for the aesthetic. The little rabbit detailing. These are cute. These are really cute and really well done in my opinion. We have a flower imitation figure eater. I think her name's Eater. It's a really cool concept. I'm assuming it's just kind of like an original design. Then from Data Live. Oh, this actually looks really cool. I will say this looks, I like all the details. And I feel like this is where the gold, like, support beams kind of work. Like, they flow really nicely. And then we have from Classroom of the Elite, Key. She's cute, but I personally don't really want her in some wedding dress. I feel like she has other figures that are a little better. Then we have this like glass edition Ram, and I'm assuming we'll have Rem. Cute concept. I do like the little glass concepts. And then we have Len, which goes with like the Miku that's already out, which I've kind of gone back and forth on like picking up anyways. But I do really like how this looks, and I think Len, it looks really cool. So considering how much it costs, but maybe I'll wait and see if once it releases, if the aftermarket kind of drops, like it depends, and then I would get it. But I think it looks really cool. And then we have a 1/4 scale, oh my god, a 1/4 scale Saber. This looks sick. I don't know about her face too much, but again, I'm not too into the Fate series. But that looks sick. I can't even imagine the cost of that, but that base is sick. And then they have a Grand Blue Fantasy one, which that also looks pretty sick too. Those bases look insane. And then Prime One Studio just has these from Evangelion. And then moving on, we have another kind of a mix of different companies, starting with Ami Ami. We have a Azur Lane one, which is like a scaredy cat figure. I will say this is actually really cute, and I love when they have figures with cats, and this cat has a little witch hat, and that's adorable. So I kind of love that. Yes, Ami Ami is on a cat kick, because you can have one in a box, a cat girl in a box, with some manga panels in the background. It's a 1/4 scale though. This is pretty cool. I will say, are you getting the whole box? Because if you do, that's kind of sick. And then a Blue Archive one, it's kind of an odd pose choice. See, these are also really just hard to display in my opinion. So I kind of like don't love them. And I feel like she doesn't look amazing in terms of quality. Then for Annie Gift, we have another NIKKE figure. Just does look sick. And again, see, I feel like they do a really good job with kind of adding those like special effects pieces where they like still kind of make sense at the base by being separated. And I think this is actually really pretty and really cool. Like, I kind of love that. But I feel like that really could have all been on one base. Annie Meister? I haven't heard of this company before, but they have a 1/6 scale. I think this is probably a original character from what it seems like. Very realistic faces. Those are not my, again, personal cup of tea when I'm picking out a figure. I don't like it when they look super realistic. Is this what it's, oh, this maybe is what it's based off of. So I wonder if this company will take designs like this and then kind of like humanize them in a sense. It's like this company is definitely going to make kind of more lewd figures. I don't think that looks that good. That base looks awful. Is her? I guess the apron is that short. Not impressed so far. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like they're going to be doing. They're just kind of maybe make original characters. Looks 3D printed kind of style. I don't know if I'll really love this company. I feel like there's better companies out there. And then we have the Annie Meister and Nuclear Gold Reconstruction. So it looks like they're gonna kind of make figures like that. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through them a bit. Like, if you're into it, I get it. I think they're like the concepts are cool. Just not my personal taste. And then Snail Shell Studio. I've not heard of them, but it looks like there will be a 1 1/12 scale figure of Cinderella from NIKKE, as well as the Red Hood one from NIKKE as well. So intrigued to see how those turn out. What is this? What is this? That's kind of funny, but they're gonna make figures of that too. Ami Ami times Hasugi. Ooh, this looks good. That is a 1 1/12 scale though, which I don't love that kind of scale styling, so that kind of sucks, but the concept's really, really pretty. Then we have just kind of like some little 1 1/12 scale dolls. And then from Astrum Design. Haven't heard of that, but like not insanely impressed from just this one figure. Alright, moving on to some more just kind of bundled up together companies. We are starting with a company called Golden Head. I have not heard of them, but I like this. This is again another Azur Lane one. Looks super cute. I love her design so much. Love the hair, love like the X at the end. Love like the kind of shading to it. Super cute outfit, super cute face. Considering picking that one up. Another Azur Lane one. Cute. Then they are doing some racing versions. So we have Rias from High School DxD. I think it looks pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie. I actually do really like these racing ones. And then they have, I believe this is just like kind of an artist that draws their cat as a kawaii girl. The show kind of has some cute figures. It's not my type of figures I like to collect, but it's cute. Looks like this I think is also just like an artist style one. It's all right. Then Underwater Flower. I think this is getting the original art one, which actually looks really pretty. There's that same artist before, Ruda? I'm definitely not saying that right, but cute as always. Really like all of their designs. Eventually coming soon, some more Blue Archive like swimsuit ones. Fatal Fury Cry of the Wolves. Don't know anything about those series. This is the Night of the King Fighter. I like her like outfit. Another King, the King of Fighter, which I also really like her design overall too. Getting into Flare, which I'm not a huge fan of Flare figures. So doing some NIKKE figures. So I just don't feel like they look that good, especially compared to the ones that we've seen. I like the concepts of these, but I feel like they're not well executed. Like, this could be a really cool figure, but I just am not 100% confident in their execution. And then we have a FNX one, a 1/4 scale of 2B from NIKKE, which looks really cool. I feel like the real clothes is definitely gonna hike up some cost. There's more from that 2.5 dimensional one, but now they have the other character. They're cute design. And Blue Archive, she has no eyes, but the concept's really cute. The Angel Next Door Spoiled Me Rotten. That was an okay series. I don't love what's happening with her face. Kind of weird. Then another Furu figure. We have the big noodle stopper of Marin from My Dress Up Darling, which really cute. But I feel like she again has so many figures. So this will be then we have a non-scale Tentacle Tall. I guess, are they coming out with another line? Gojo's sportswear version. So I feel like this outfit's misleading for what it's actually going to be. And then we have a non-scale Hatsune Miku Galaxy Live version. I think this is really, really cute. Don't totally love it because I feel like it's lacking, but because we have so many Miku figures, maybe I'm a little more harsher judge on it. Then we have some more noodle stoppers. We have Luca, which actually I really like how some of these noodle stoppers looks. We have Miko, Kaito. So honestly pretty cute. Next we have Alice Glint. Another Azur Lane one. This time she's in like a little work outfit, which it's cute, but I don't love everything about it. Massachusetts. I for some reason struggle saying Massachusetts. Dress to Impress version. Cute. She's just kind of sitting on the chair, I'm assuming, but not bad. I actually really like this one. This one I'm definitely considering picking up. It is Marcelli? I don't know if I'm saying her name right. From Delicious in Dungeons. I love this. I love the book she's sitting on. I love just like the little bit of like kind of like that almost, I guess, magic coming off of like the little stick. I love this character. I love Delicious in Dungeons. This is very cute. I love like her more because this is like when she was in school, and I think it turned out super cute. Then we have the Elf Girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked monster. It's a choice. It's definitely a choice. Not my kind of choice, but I don't think it's bad. She's pretty cute, but I don't feel about that. Monster Girl Quest. Oh, I really like kind of like, I'm assuming like she's like standing on like a grimoire. She's standing on like a grimoire. That's actually really cool. I really like actually this whole design. She looks awesome. Then we have, are these also maybe, are they from series? They're really cool though. I love her kind of like sitting in this like wooden moon with like all of like the cogs around it. Same with this is really cool. Like they look like I like the color contrast that's kind of going on with the base versus like the characters themselves. This is cute too. I love this actually. I really like a lot. I don't know anything about this series either, but this is cool with like a little cafe sign behind. I love the weapon and I just love her overall design. Potentially might pick that one up. Actually really liked all of those. They're all really cool. And then we have one where it's kind of like a little character. I really like this little like food-based one, and almost like her little name on this. I'm assuming that's her name. Very cute. Don't know what this is from though. Kind of same concept here, but I really like. Man, I think I really like Alice Glint work because this is cool. Oh, the little drink or maybe like a little milk thing with a little heart coming out. These are cute. Wow, I really liked all those. This is a 3.5 scale figure. I wish I knew this character, but I would love to see more figures being made in that scale. Then we also have another future figure coming. This is cute. I like whatever this is. That's adorable. I'm kind of intrigued. Looks like they're gonna have another like 1/3 scale figure of whoever this character is. They're getting treated well. Ribos. We have another Azur Lane figure. This is really cute, and I actually kind of love how this like displays. They're kind of hard to display, but this concept is cute. The little chicks are cute, and I think she looks amazing. Then, ooh, Honkai Star Rail. Oh, they've been doing this little cat series that I love. So we have Silver Wolf finally getting made. I have the other one that they've already made pre-ordered. This is great. Oh my god, I love these. So I'm excited to see what other characters are gonna do, but definitely picking that up. We have some more Honkai Star Rails, just kind of like these minifigures. Potentially might pick up because I do love all these characters, and I love that they have Dong Hung in his Inviber Lune form, so might be picking that up. This is cute. These are always so cute. I might have to pick her up. I love how this looks, especially if you get the little cat with it too. Oh, this is cute. And then you have a cat, half anime character. Don't know how I feel about that one personally, but yeah. And then this company called Cosmos Sora. I haven't heard of it before, but they are making a 1/6 scale figure of another character from NIKKE. And it looks really cool though so far. So, and then a single figure from Pony Canyon, Miku Fairy Style. I feel like this looks like a prize figure. And the Moe figure, 1/7 scale. It looks like it's from just original art, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. I just don't know anything about the company, and I would like to see what the original art looks like to kind of compare, because I feel like she looks kind of red. Alright, moving on to another mix of ones. We have some Alpha Max figures. I think this is from that like a Gridman series. Forgetting her names, but I feel like this does not look good. Her face looks awful. Ooh. I feel like she doesn't look too bad though. But the other one, not looking too hot. Then we have I believe this is gonna be a 1/4 scale. Usually the name is down here, but I don't have the name to go off of. But I will put the name somewhere on the screen. I kind of like it. Looks like she's gonna put like some sunscreen or something on you, but she kind of looks cool, and looks like Alpha Max is going to make these other ones. Excited to see the 1/4 scales they're making. They also have a figure that I pre-ordered. I think it's Kashimo or something. She is a cowgirl, and I love her so much. So potentially may pick this one up, but I already do have a 1/4 scale of her pre-ordered that should be coming out this month. So don't know, but like I love to see more companies making 1/4 scale figures besides just freeing. We have a few Sky Tube figures. These look really cute. I believe these are also 1/4 scale, and a lot of things I feel like they're kind of lacking. Like I feel like they need just something else, but I like them overall. They're super cute. There's something missing, and I can't quite pinpoint what I feel is missing. Alright, it looks like there is some Choco, I'm assuming Choco and Vanilla figures. They look really cool, but I feel like again there's so many Choco Vanilla figures out there that you could already just take your pick from. And they're done by Orchard Seed. And then they have whatever this like girl is. She kind of looks cool, but I don't love it enough that I would pick it up. So for some reason the names are not on some of these pictures like normal, so I don't know who these people are, but we do have some NIKKE figures also being made, and this looks really cool too, whatever that character is. And this is from a company called Hobby Sakura. I don't think I've ever had any figures from them, but lost the names. Alright, so we have some Hobby Max ones. We have some more Evangelion ones. This is kind of that Radio Ava one, part 3. I actually really like how a lot of these look. I don't know if this is my favorite array though, out of the last two that they've done, but I do really like this Nagisa. I think he looks so cool. So I might pick up some from these lines, because I really like how those look. Then looks like we have some Idol Master one. This is a Neon Max one. She looks really cute. Then there's a company called, I think, Star Expa. They're making an insanely crazy Persona 5 figure. I could imagine this like being at least $1,000, or if not more. But wow, that looks insane. Like that's That's a whole statue. Alright, we have a few Spirit Tail Tidode ones, so are they gonna be prize? No? That's weird. Spirit Tail Tidode, do they kind of combine? Because we have a 1/7 scale of Chisato and Takana in their like really cool, yeah, the eye catch from episode 7. I actually did really like that design, so I am considering potentially picking those up because I think those are just really fun. And then it looks like another blue archive figure, which it's face choice, not personally something I'm a big fan of, but I like the overall concept of everything on it. Looks like another Idol Master one, which I think that's the same girl that was in the other one. Then see, we have some more Guilty Gear ones. Is the art supposed to look like I feel like her face looks different, like a different art style, but I could be wrong. But again, this is a really cool concept, and I'm wondering how the support pegs are gonna look. Then we have, of course, a Sakura Miku, which I feel like she already has such like really good figures, so I'm personally not a huge fan of this one when I feel like there's better Sakura Mikus out there. It looks like we have an Oshinoko one. This one actually is really cool. I love when they do like this floating stuff though, like all this like little scenes. Like, if they can do it right, I'm a huge fan. Like this actually is really, really cool. And then it looks like I got My Hero Academia one. This is actually a pretty good piece though, I'm not gonna lie. It's very dynamic. And it looks like they're gonna do another My Hero Academia one of Mirka, which I actually do really like her character design a lot. And of course some more Blue Archive figures. Alright, we got a few Quest Q figures. I love this character design a lot. It's False Lander. Is it just art? Or is this like an actual series? Either way, I love this like design of her. Super cool. Love the fluffy tail, and I just love like the pink hair and kind of like this big puffy like white sleeve. Looks super cool. Mars District 13 medium close combat type MIAD Mary. Is that also potentially original art? But she looks really cool though. I really like her hair design and like her weapon and like her overall design, so that's actually pretty neat. Then we have It's Just Bad Bunny, which I think is also just an original character design. I like it, but I don't. I feel like there's just something missing, but I really, really wanted to like this a lot because I love when they give them like little jackets and the hair kind of flows over, and I like the blue outfit and like the one stocking, but there's something that's still kind of missing for me. And then they have this 1/7 scale. This is nice. This is really nice. I'm considering picking this one up depending how it fully turns out, but I really like this design. And then we have some, it's like the art design from like Raida in the maid suits. I think it's Misa and Erika. I love Erika's design the most out of all of the characters. I may get it, I may not, because I feel like there's other figures I like better. And I'm not like hugely sold on like needing them in maid designs. And then we have another Fern figure. I feel like there's something really off with her face. And I don't know if it's just me, but like, I'm not super sold on that. But I like everything else. Like, I really like the flow of her dress and the flow of her hair, but I don't like her face. Then they also have Ara, who was kind of like the demon that Fern fought in the anime. I'm just surprised she got a scale, but I do love her scale figure, so I do think I'm gonna pick it up because it just looks so good. And I did like the character design of her a lot. And then they have I'm assuming her name is Loom or something like that. I don't want to butcher the name of the series, but I think this is like really fun. I like the kind of the loom busting out of the hat. I think that's a really beautiful details. I'm just wondering how the rest of her will live up to it. Another one of those I'm now your sister figures. This time they put them in a bunny suit. And then the Kentai collection, which I also think they have some really cool character designs too. So this actually looks really dope. Just I'm not gonna butcher the name of that series either, but I like the overall concept of this design. I just am wondering how it will look when it's painted. Then we have a Fate Grand Order one. It's Oberon. I think I'm saying his name right. I think that's really cool. Like, the details of everything looks insane. And I think, like, overall his face looks really, like, well done for what it is. But I do have another Oberon figure pre-ordered that's very expensive, and I don't know this character or series that well, so I don't know if I'll pick it up. We'll see once it's painted if I am still really into it. But I love this so far. And this is cool. It's from something called Devilman. This is cool though. Like, I love everything about this. The wings, the design, the skull being like held. This is sick. Let's go Quest Q. They're giving us some more dramatical murder figures. We have another Alba. This is a summertime, I think, kind of version. Definite instant pre-order. Instant pre-order. I love this. This looks so good. Let's go Quest Q. They're also doing another, I know it's from another BL series. It's a 1/6 or 1/7 scale. Definitely gonna be picking that up. And then there is this, I think it's from like one of the Monogatari series. This looks sick. The like lanterns with like kind of looking so busted up look insane. Like, everything about this looks gorgeous. Like, I actually would potentially pick this one up without really like knowing anything about the series because it looks so good. I just feel like that would be crazy to try to figure out how to display, but she looks super good. And then kind of a quick rundown of what they have, just like the concept of. Some more NIKKE figures, some more Blue Archive ones. Oh, this is like another one of those like Atelier series. Yumiya. She's really cute though. Really cute. And then we have another Ryza, but this time in wedding dress style, which I actually don't hate. Like, I think she actually looks really cute. We don't need this. We don't need that one. This is cute too. I think it's just some original art. Another from that Unicorn Overlord one. But I really like her like snake staff. She's really cute. They have really good designs. Another Fate Grand Order one. I actually really like her outfit here. Ooh. Didn't see. Fate Grand Order has like the craziest, like we go from something like this to this, and it really throws me off. But I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm intrigued. It's kind of cool. Yes. Okay. Yes. 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 Definite. Yeah. Yep. Gonna be picking that up. I love that design so much. I think it's like another of those like Toho designs, which always look really cool. I just don't know anything about them because I know this video is running so long. We're just gonna pick one more to do, and then if you are interested in checking out any other ones, feel free to. I say we do Wonderful Works hobby stock because I like that. Apex though. Kind of intrigued by Apex. And we're just gonna do Wonderful Works and hobby stock. So I don't know what DMM Factory is, but they have some of these like really cute maid figures. I really like her though with the books. She looks really cute. And I think this is based off of maybe some art, but I really like the design. She's also super cute. Like all these, do they only do maids? Ooh, who's it? Okay, this is like from that, like I think it's like a VTuber or something. But I really like his design. Looks like there will also be some more NIKKE figures and some more, I think, kind of VTubers, which I really like their designs too. Wonderful Works has a Ryza, which is also like an Azur Lane X Ryza kind of series, which she actually looks really cute. I just feel like this would be kind of awkward to display. And some more Blue Archive figures. I actually really like how this one looks. Like her jacket looks sick. I actually really like kind of like, I guess like, I don't know, for the design of her stomach, and I just love when they have masks and just like to look mysterious. I really like her. Ooh, she's kind of fun. She's kind of fun. I like her too. And it looks like there's more of that Yumiya character. She's pretty cute. Hobby Stock has a Hatsune Miku one. the digital stars. I just feel like she'll also really have a bad leaning problem in the future too, but I like her design and I like whatever she's holding. It almost looks like an apple. She's cool, but I just don't have the biggest trust in that staying up. And ooh, they have another digital stars one. Ooh, I actually really like her. Oh, she's cool. She's like really unique. I like her face, like kind of looks scary. Ooh, she's fun. Ooh, I like this one. The star base too, and like these little cat speakers. Ooh, I like her. I'm definitely gonna look out for that one. Ooh, more Azur Miku. The Miku Expo 10th anniversary one, which this actually looks really cool because it's almost like a small city almost looking thing at the bottom, which I think that's more like music-based stuff here. But actually she looks really cool. I like the multicolored like nails and everything. Then it looks like we have some Sword Art Online. Asuna, I think is that username. I feel like she looks kind of weird here. Like the proportions all look kind of weird to me, but I think she looks really cute here. And she's a 1/4 scale. But I don't know, she looks a lot cuter here, and I really actually like her outfit. And then they are doing more Sanafu ones. This time it's Yukino in a swimsuit version. Almost her face looks really off, at least to me. And lastly, they have a Bachi the Rock figure, 1/6 scale, her in just casual clothing, and looks really cute. But again, I feel like there's so many Bachi figures that, or Bochi. I know I'm saying Bachi. Bochi figures out there, that this is kind of like a hit or miss, like wouldn't really need it unless you're wanting a 1/6 scale. Guys, so we are gonna stop there. I've actually kind of figured out right now. But we basically went through most of all of them, except for a few. So if you want to check out this last view, I will link that below. So you can definitely go check that out. Let me know in the comments what figures you are looking forward to, or maybe like what company you were really impressed with what they've been announcing. But alright, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye!